Evening, Stevie. Right. Just gone 7 o'clock. Let's get this underway. Well, welcome to Cities Skylines, everyone, as we do part 2 of a 6-part live tutorial and AMA series on all things transport and a bit of land use on the side. I'm Palpatine 00, aka the Senate, and in part 1, which was done on Tuesday, we looked at an overview of transport and land use planning and how it works here in Cities Skylines, especially at mixed reality level. Today we're going to be looking at the most common form of transit in the city and the easiest to set up, but also the easiest to get mucked up: buses, trams, and the infrastructure that goes with it. Because with anything transit, there is 2 parts to it. There is the planning side, aka where are all the buses going, and where is all your infrastructure going, like bus stations. And then there's what's called the service delivery or the operations side. The bus routes themselves. Because as mentioned in part 1 in the overview, each of the main transit modes, so bus, tram, metro, heavy rail, and monorail, all have different optimum efficiency in terms of range, typology, i.e. what they're going to be doing, and capacity. For example, and again just a review, buses for me max out at 135 passengers, but they also carry the bulk of the passengers too. So a bendy boy maxes out at 135. Trams max out at around, I think my current set is about 480, but the most common ones are about 285. As you can see here, not carrying as much because I think off the top of my head, I do have a few tram routes, but they are very specific to where they go. In fact, let me just close this out. Yeah, I only have 5. Most of them are dealing with the city centre one way or the other. So, and that's more based on the amenity grounds. Your next one up is metro rail and monorail. Both work the same way. Both, except monorail doesn't drop underground. Metro can be above ground, at ground, or below ground. And metro's your big spine. This is the one that crisscrosses the city. But your stations are further apart than bus and tram. And in this case, I've got rolling stock that can carry 900 passengers. So it carries even more than heavy rail. Monorail maxes out at 360. See if I can go and find one if I've got one going. Yes, I do. So this is the biggest one I've got. 900 passengers. You're moving Sims across the map. Of course, you've got monorail. If you want to go future tech, just remember monorail generates the most noise. And then finally you have heavy rail, which for me maxes out at 800. And heavy rail has the stations at the furthest apart. They are the most efficient at long distances, but you've also got to be careful how you set it up because it can tangle with intercity traffic and freight traffic. So because of that, I don't usually do heavy rail anymore for commuter rail. I usually use metro or monorail. It's just easier to do and dedicate heavy rail to freight and intercity traffic. So that is with your transit. So today we're going to look at the most frequent or commonly used transit, and that is the humble bus. Basically, it can go anywhere where there's a road. but they have the lowest capacity and the shortest of distance travelled for optimum travel, unless you go very specific and do something like bus rapid transit, aka this is an in-road busway. You can also do, for example, there's a road. Oh yeah. I don't know, has it got bus? Or you can go. Basically, what you do is so it would run to the outside, and then you have all your stations, and then you link everything up. And of course, if you wanted to, you could have it instead of like the current busways I've got. So these busways are still limited in their capacity by intersections. You can literally have busways, and I do have an example of this, going over roads. So you can extend the reach of your buses if you don't wish to use rail, or your city is technically too small to afford rail, yeah, because rail is hideously, and I mean hideously expensive, but it is the most efficient form of, let me just do that quickly, most efficient form. Now, as I said earlier, you've got the infrastructure, so that's your roads, your bus stations, and your interchanges. And then there's the service delivery, which is operations. And then the same applies for trams. So I've got two places where I'm extending the city at the moment. One over here, not far from the airport, and one over here at South Auckland Heights, which is going to be more multimodal because it's a bus intercity bus hub. And there's also a big ass metro station here. So let's cover the infrastructure first and then work our way out. So the problem is I have at the moment is this road here, which has the trolley buses, gets congested at very regular intervals from traffic, making its way around here or here over to the city centre. So what we need to do is basically bring this road across and over here to carry this traffic away from the bus. And at the same time, we'll also be linking up with this expressway here, which is going to go in here and link here as well, giving connections in there, because at the moment you have to go all the way around. So let's get going. We'll start with the roading, because we've got to do the roading first and work back from there. So bike lane roads for this. Because of that volume of traffic, it's potentially going to carry. Nice 6-lane road. Propane gears off. And then what we're going to do is just work out where we're going to drop a double roundabout. So he's coming over here, and I think this is a 2+1. Yep. Okay. How are we going to carry this over? Let's just check our roundabouts and see what we can do roundabouts first. So I need a 4-laner. Yeah, 4-lane highway. Radius set up. What are we at? 80, so a bit bigger. Go for a 96, so we're going to do a quick roundabout. 12 meters, so it'll be a double roundabout. And we'll drop him here, and then what I need to do, I'm gonna. It's gonna be a slight problem to deal with. It's okay. Actually, I might make that a. Yeah, I know what's gonna happen there. So. Same on this side. Just going to check underneath. Okay. It's fine, that's not going to bug me for the moment. Yeah, I'll leave those as is. Now I just need to do a quick thing with the props. Thank you. Let's try that again. That's a nice big. Well, I like those, so what I'll do is convert to PO. Shrink these down. Come up. Rotate this a bit. And then grab a copy. Control V. And drop that down again. So we're having to do a bit of infrastructure first because we are doing some greenfield city expansion. Take procedural off. That solves that particular problem. Nice enough. Okay. And hopefully I don't have to brace any nodes because that'll be a pain in the ass. Okay. I'm not needing to connect to the highway yet. So we've got a case of a double roundabout happening. Which is going to be interesting. Okay. Doesn't need to be this big this time, so I'll drop that down. In fact, that doesn't need even to be a 4-laner. A 3-laner will do just fine. Up we go. And this is going to be a bit more interesting to deal with because we're over a rail track this time. Down one. Sorry. Oh, it's proper anarchy on. Blast, I hate when it's on. Okay, so. Alright, it's already got its pillars in place. That's good. Okay, that's good news. So make sure it's not interfering with the tracks, otherwise I've balls that up and... No, it's not. Okay. Bike not necessary on that one. Ooh, okay. We've got a nodal situation. Blast. Okay, give me a second. I just need to brace this bridge, otherwise we're going to have big problems. Okay, it's going to be interesting. She's going to do a curve. Take Anarchy off. Okay, that's going to get a little bit on the interesting side. Okay. I'll see if I can... Yeah, it's going to be a bit problematic. No, that's going to be fine. Sharp angle's not as bad as you think it is. The reason that it slows traffic down, rather ironically. So that's connected him up. So I need to connect him up. That's a 4+er, so... Do I have him? Yes, I do. No. Yes. Get out. If I could see the nodes. Thank you. I'll turn that over in a minute. Okay, so that's... I'll turn those around in a minute. And what we'll do is just elevate it. Actually, I wonder if I can. Turn it around. Bingo. Okay, so I need to flip those over. Okay, so that's that connected up. Actually, that is actually carrying cycleway traffic. So that's a bit of a whoops. Won't be the first whoops, won't be the last whoops. It's actually carrying cycleway traffic. That works too, so that's technically it doesn't bother me, but for the because I can't be asked dealing with nodes. And I'll just quickly change this over. So 4 lane of 3 should be enough. I can widen it if I need to. Don't worry, the bus stuff is coming. So I just need to drop down, take that off, drop a pair. Procedural. Actually, Let's try it out again. Let's get something a little bit. No. Bit too big. That's really too big. Yeah, that will work. Go back into procedural. Take that off. Okay, which means we can now go back to... Oops, wrong road. Mike. That's a bit better. Okay, where's that node? Oh, perfect. Okay, so where are we going here? Ah, okay. Yep. I see what's going to happen here. What I will do is just raise it up to its 12 meters now. I'll use the slope modding tool in a minute. Prop anarchy's off, isn't it? Yes, it is. Whoops. So, good old-fashioned viaduct, and then we'll just drop that out. Wrong one. Slope tool. Oh, just add that up. Well, can we go one more? That's looking a bit better. Oh, that's not too bad. Go. Come on, behave. Come on. That's a lot better. Okay, then what I'll do next is... So we're doing a little bit of infrastructure at the moment. Sorry, folks, we will get into the buses in a minute. But right now, infrastructure comes calling. Ah, now this is where we have a bit of... Actually, I'll leave that alone for now. What I will do... That said... Yeah, this should get a bit interesting. Ooh, okay. Oh, because it's not a motorway. Ooh, okay. I might have to take that back a little bit further. I'll get it right, and it will settle down. Which it just has. So that means if I come from here... Okay, so this is requiring a little bit of patience. Congratulations, we're getting a free lesson in road building at the moment. What are we going to do here? Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Let's turn these around. And yes, I know they've got cycle lanes on them before someone tells me. But there will be different cycling infrastructure provided for this. So, and they'll be covered when I do the active modes. Typically I don't do this off 12 laners, so rip. Yes, I know there's a huge slope tool. I need to use slope tool. Absolutely dog-legged at the moment. Oops, off. Turn that back around. Ooh. Okay, and one more to do. And as I said, slope tool. Whoops. Take that all the way. It's a bit better. Take this back from here. It's a little bit better. And then from here to here, it's quite a drop. It doesn't look as silly. Okay, so that deals with that. So I'll quickly just do these intersections up. Let's just do these up quickly. Thank you. That leaves those two. Ooh, I tell you what, that hits you like a wave. Really does. And done. Which means I could do this quickly. Yep, and then go around and around, so it would be the same here. Perfect. Okay, so that's connected that up. So technically this is part one of the bus infrastructure, because now I can draw traffic away. So now that I'm able to draw traffic away from that, that's helped the trolley buses. So if they need to access, they don't need to access that. Right, infrastructure, and we're going to jump straight to. It is an interchange, but at the same time, it is not. Is that a two-way or a one-way? It is a one-way bus. So we've got a metro station here that links up to the main circuit that does basically the circuit each direction around the city. So it's a double loop, as it were. So that's ready to go. Now we need to bring it online and get the buses feeding into it. Now it's only a small, this is only a small station, so there's a reason why I'm not doing, wrong one. It doesn't, I don't need that, too big. So you can make your own. So I'm just going to drop down a small bus station right here. I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4 bus routes. That's what I need, plus the main line that feeds into the airport and back around to Papito and eventually the city centre. There's also a big interchange station here. So these will be feeder buses. Now before I proceed further, what did I say? Go away. Oh. That's just telling me where the school is, so that's for other purposes later. Okay. So we've got the metro, which I can now bring online. Next thing is using bus roads. So I never put bus interchanges on the main roads. The reason why you don't do that is it's going to bung up your traffic, which doesn't do anyone any favours. It is an example of a train station currently on a main road, and believe me, it bungs up the traffic, so I need to shift it around. But if you look at all my stations, so there's the main road, but the buses are over here. We come over to, in terms of the busways, they're in line. They're not on the main road, unless it's a feeder, which it doesn't have any impact. Again, there's the main road, there's the interchange, there's the interchange, but the main roads are over here. Over here, here are the main roads. But here's the interchange facing away. So you get the point quite quickly. The interchanges never sit on the main roads. Again, main road. The interchange is actually well set away from it, this time fed up by bus-only roads. So, there's your first tip. Interchanges are never built on the main road, they're always built one step back. Just one moment. So yeah, you have your small interchanges and your large interchanges. We're going to start with the small one, and then we're going to deal with the large one. But in any case, all bus interchanges are always off the main road. Simple as that. Otherwise, you're going to bung your traffic. It also limits your what's called transport orientated developments, which this city focuses a lot on. No. Because it's only a small interchange, we only need a small bit of runway. So that's the intersection there. And they'll be coming from the airport and servicing all in here. And maybe also in here as well. Do I have any bus infrastructure set up in here? Technically no. Although I can run one. Where's the nearest interchange? Here, I can run one back the other way, which I'll probably do. Okay, good to know. So let's just get a... What are we feeding here? Small 4-laner. Bike, 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 bike. Bus lanes are not needed for this part. So a... Well, not that large. And then just do a simple little 3. Yep, and then because the buses need to cut over the bus lane. Where are these buses running to? Yeah, no, bus lane road will work in this. So your next friend is the bus lane road. A road with bus lanes. Wrong one. That is actually going to put them on an actual technical forced merge. Just one moment, just need to shoot back. So bus lane roads. Now, there's 2 ways as I said, there's 3 ways your buses can run down a road. They can run down a general road. Not bad if it's feeding into a small residential area where traffic volumes are low. Hopeless for high volume areas. Your buses are going to get jammed in congestion. Your next one is the bus lane road, which is the predominant one you do because busways are quite expensive and also very land consuming. And with the bus lane road, it does what it says it needs to do. And of course, there's your 2 main bus lane roads is either this one, and I'll just see if I can find the normal one. No. Or you can do one with, you can do that one. What's this one? No. Nope. Okay, it looks like we do not. Well, we did have it. Oh, sorry, let me just... There is one with parking, but typically don't have your bus lanes with parking on them. That's just asking for automatic trouble. Yeah, no, we'll keep it out because it's a nice wide paths. So this is often for bus priority. Your bus lane roads are it. Of course, again, you can do busways, especially in high volume areas. because a catch with the bus lane is the bus lane will need to merge with general traffic. I don't think that road's an example of it. This one is. The difference is with the busway is the busway can run right up to the intersection and won't interfere with turning traffic. Bus lane roads do not. You're eventually going to have to merge with traffic, and you also have a small run-up if you want your traffic to turn. Otherwise, if that was a bus lane road all the way up, your general traffic ain't going to get around. So, as we're going to see here, bus has to cut into general traffic. He's going to get hit. And then there he goes again. Down this priority measure. Now this time he has got a priority, so he can bring it up. And around he goes. Into his next bus lane road. Whereas with the busway, I do have a bus here. I've got another city bus, but it'll do the same thing. Oh, and I think I've got one here too. He's going to cut over. Is he going to come into the busway? Yep. And down the busway he goes. So they're not having to worry about general traffic. And the bus lane is so-called running out. So those are your priority measures, and of course through TMP you can control it. Yeah, I know. Otherwise, yeah, your bus lane roads are your run-of-the-mill. So we've got that connected up. In fact, I am going to make that. Cycleways are not. Okay, so we've got a very heavy, or will become a very heavy. In fact, how high? Actually, no. I'm just wondering, how high is that rail bridge? Unfortunately, it's very close to the water. Nuts. That's okay. So, like that, that's your most basic interchange set up. Metro station and a small bus station. Your nearest bus depot is somewhere over here in the airport. Somewhere over there. So the three parts is the interchange, built away from the main road, your bus lane roads for general running when you're on medium and high volume roads, and of course you, your bus rapid transit for when you need to push the bus further. So let's go and do this all up. Okay, so what are we gonna put around here today? Okay, let's run with pedestrian roads. So that'll be a nice little centre right there. I'm just gonna probably bring him all the way to over here. So if I do some quick zoning, just remember they make noise, so don't put residential too close to them unless you want them grotty as anything. Let's drop down some commercial. Leave that there because that'll be civic. And then now let's just work on our residential quickly to backfill some of this up. Okay, so that's going to happen. That's okay. Oh, I can run behind? Oh, that's even better. connected there. Whoops. Actually, if I wanted to, I could. Really, if I wanted to. Run that all the way up. That road's not going to take anything. What I could do is be a little bit cheeky. Let's knock out the zoning. And what we do is make that dense. Now I've just got to do one little thing here. Wrong one. No. I should really do this. You know, for safety reasons and all that. Because, reasons. Anyway. Technically, we want to really backfill all of that. So, again, a little bus lane road will be more than no, bus lane road is no longer needed, so we can drop this down to now just a very simple cycle lane road now. Now, we won't build in there. Just wonder if I just take this up. And then swing this around. Why are you complaining? I'm nowhere near the height of that road. I'll upgrade the roads in just a second. That's probably going to need me to raise the rails slightly because that is dipping anyway. Okay, so what I'll do is just quickly move that to bus. So it's always bus priority coming in. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to slip mod these out. to leave it like that, because actually that will be, to be honest, and let me just do some work on the slope tool quickly. So you've got bus priority going in, but you don't need bus priority going out. So okay, and then because it's low volume, whoa. Because we don't need bus priority, you drop down to general, so. Okay, so we've got the 3 in play now. Buses mixing with general, bus lane priority, heading into an interchange, and then the busway further down the other end. See, if I wanted to, I could run residential straight up there if I wanted to. So what we will do for that is, yeah, bike lanes. Do that for future, and then what I'll do here is just go to bus for the moment and just create a small little bus turnabout, so the buses can turn about and come back. Okay, so that is dealing with a small interchange. Now I'm just going to quickly zone these up. As for what zoning supports this, any of your high density zoning would be fine in this. Just remember, you can't have residential too close to your interchanges owing to noise. Right off the bat, or they start complaining. So your land use is definitely high density compared to, say, lower density, but I'll show you where low density does kick in. Now I'm going to probably draw an exception here in just a second. I'm actually going to shove office in there. Okay, and then through here is basically, whoops, we don't have the capacity for high density, so low is definitely more than enough. So low density is all you're gonna need. I do have cul-de-sacs somewhere, or bull sackabouts. There they are. There we go. And again, can't go wrong with some high density. Wrong one. Some low density there. Okay, so this is working through building a small interchange with using both general roads and bus lane roads. I'm just trying to think if I do to build a busway. No, but I can demonstrate building one. So we'll just quickly do some infrastructure. fed them out. And then we'll just quickly back that up with civic infrastructure. Drop one of those. Police. Okay, we do need a school. I think we need that bigger school. There's plenty of capacity in the system at the moment, so... I will drop on a high school just for the sheer fact... Oh no, there's a high school right... Is that a high school right there? It is a high school, and nowhere near capacity. So don't need to worry about that. Healthcare... should be alright on... Drop one of those. Oh, don't have one of those. Haha. Might want one of those. And I'll just drop in a sauna somewhere over here. Which just leaves parks. Oh, and a yoga garden because reasons. Which just leaves dropping a couple of parks. There. Well, doesn't that suck? That's easily fixed. Okay, some playgrounds. Kiddies ago, we've got to go and play somewhere. And I better chuck in a doggo park, otherwise I'll have all the dog owners chasing me. I'll just put that there. Okay. So that is dealing with a small interchange with bus priority roads going each end. And we've also built a new road over here to handle outgoing, taking traffic off it. Now, one thing this will be covered in active modes is making sure you've got this is as finicky as anything. Making sure you've got pathing connecting up properly. To everything. Otherwise you might find your Sims start complaining they can't get anywhere. Which will be, oh, diddums. But let's not give them a reason to complain. Okay, so that's all done. Now, this is where are we going to be a little bit finicky on me. Holy hell, you're actually going to allow me to do it. Holy heck. Oh, this is going to be... Oh, heck, it's actually going to... Even if I... Oh, it's going to let me do it. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. It's part of the G. We're doing a feeder bus. So, that's the wrong prefix set for starters. So we're only needing a feeder bus to be done. So, actually no we don't, because the way it's going, we actually need a little bit bigger than that. Just work out where we're going and where the buses are. Okay, so they're all there. I see, yep, okay, got it. Just work out where everyone's going. So we could definitely drop him here. Now I've got Transport Lines Manager on, so it's telling me where the bus station is, what the route number is, and how far apart the bus stops are. Typically, Apart from bus rapid transit, your bus stops should be no more than 800 meters apart, 600 at optimum, 400 at the shortest, 200 under exceptional circumstances. And the reason for that is walking distance. 800 meters is a 10-minute walk, doable for most, whether they've got kids in the pram, mobility device, old or young. 400 would be in a very high density environment where there's a lot of people moving about. However, if that's the case, you'll be switching over to trams because they just got more capacity. 1.5 kilometers, so you've gone over, is 20 minutes, and that's pushing it, and that's actually bike distance. And if you're going to that, you might as well again use other modes like trams, metro rail, or even the busway. So the transport line manager will tell me this in between stops, and there are times where I'll breach this, the rules that are effective for the modes. 600 to 800 for buses, 800 to a kilometre half for trams and metro, and 2 kilometres or more for monorail and heavy rail. So that's our first one. The subway station's there, but they're already stopping it, so... See, we're approaching the airport now. Ah, that would be a good one. Excellent. Actually, now I know which way this is going to run. So that will be for a future development. So now, because I'm in a high density area, I'm going to breach the rules a little bit. Oh, that's telling me that's commercial. Oh, that's a tram line. Oh, I don't need to worry about that then. Okay, so that's picking up. So we'll do a pickup from the car parks. And we'll swing to the airport. So again, I breached the rules of 800. But that's because there's nothing over here to worry about. So we'll put him in, and then we'll start backtracking. And now you're going to have a thing called redundancy. Yeah, there's a tram route there, so I've got 2 modes stopping there. Redundancy. So if for some reason the tram packed up, the buses could do it for you. And now that's helping the trolley buses. Now, that's already stopped at a metro, stopped in proximity to a metro station. So I technically don't need to bring them in here. What I can do... Well, technically, yes, I can bring them in here. So let's just... Whoa. Oh, it's going to make me, Oh, you got to do that up. That is interesting. It's going to make me do a multi-stop. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So I'll just have to drop him here. And then what we'll do is start... Here. Here, and here. One bus route complete. I'm now going to pop into my bus routes. Get rid of this. It was a bus station. I've just placed it down. Scroll down. There's a route 4. There it is. There's the vent on, so that's why the buses are all making losses at the moment. Just I'll be checking that out. Let's give it a colour. Give it a name. I need to rename it. And then it is prefix 3, so that actually needs to be renamed. And the prefixes are all set up to give me what buses I want, what tickets I want, what budget I want. 12, oh, that's going to be line specific. 6, so I'm actually having to take that out of automatic control and go to manual control on this. Name, but what I did a bit of a faux pas. Okay, and we will rename that after my mod. Try that again. I hit enter too quickly. Set the don't need to change the policies. Themes are perfectly fine. I will take international out of that. So that means I just need to redo because I haven't renamed the bus station yet. Haha. Always rename your station so you know where the heck you are. Okay. Yep, you get the whole hills. You get, in fact, you get the entire point. So you get that. So I just need to. Oh, that door is always. Oh, have I not set any buses on this? That might help if I didn't. I wonder why that wasn't going. Ha ha ha. Rip. It's just, just give me a second. I just need to. That should be enough. Let's give her a quick rename. There we go. You're done. Okay. So that is basically the setups of a very small operation. And I've had to use the custom code for that. So what we'll do is I will take it out of I don't think these guys got power just yet, so I just need to give them a bit of a jolt. let's give them a bit of a jolt, a bit of a wake up. Best way to fix that one is actually get some Rico in there and just... Ah, too big. Nuts. See if we've got another one. And that should solve that one. So we're just waiting for the buses to come along. Oh, one thing I didn't do, I always forget. That and that is odd. Oh, did they move into... Sorry, they moved. Post office. Okay, so we're just waiting for a bus. And we'll see this in operation. As soon as the bus shows up, here's the bus. Check the only buses sitting on this. One moment here, we're just looking for the missing bus. That is interesting, we're not going to throw it. It's real interesting, we're not going to throw up our buses. Might take them back off. What's going on here? What? See why we've got having an absolute spastic. That's a little bit unusual. Oh dear. That is not good. Okay, I suppose I better show. Why bus priority lanes are going to become very important. As soon as we get a bus that wants to travel one. Which is actually somewhat annoying. I'm just hoping it doesn't need a restart of the game, because that would be very annoying. Anyway. Let's just take a look at our new area we've just done and see where he goes. Oh yeah. Ooh, very nice European buildings. I have no idea why those buses are not generating. That is a bit of a... That is very much of a concern that they're not generating any buses. I'm gonna just try one more trick up the sleeve. See what happens there. They should be coming from here. Very suspicious. Okay, so in summary, when dealing with a very small interchange, like with any interchange, always take it off your main road, and that just pulls because often you have a lot of foot traffic and bus traffic in the area, otherwise it bungs up the main road. A classic example would be over here in Waitakere next to where we've got this very large interchange, very large interchange, dealing with a lot of passengers off the metro. Yeah, and consequently we've got a lot of passengers on the move wanting to catch their buses and other forms of traffic transit out. But as you will notice, it is away from the main roads. In fact, it's actually quite tucked away. And so that's the first part. Second part is always have your bus priority measures in place wherever it is bus lanes, as seen here, to shuttle, bring them in and out quickly, or in some cases, if you wish to, because you're not using rail, metro or heavy, busways to bring them in and out of the interchange. Of course, when you're dealing with low volume, when dealing with low volume, then a general lane is usually enough, and that's typically with feeder buses. And remember, with buses, they always can feed into other more high capacity modes, again, such as metro, as we see here. But I think this is one of the busiest stations in all of I am going to do something to fix that up. Now, with larger interchanges, things change slightly again. And that's because you've probably got a high capacity mode nearby as well. In this case, metro. And as we're seeing over here, ironically, this is not the biggest interchange I've got. You need strategies to work out how to deal with high amounts of passenger movements, especially in between the modes. Now in this case, I've got them transferring between two different stations. But the game does allow you to do it between a station in itself. An example would be Metro Intercity, although it is number one. I don't think I have, because in a lot of these cases I've separated them out for capacity reasons. Yeah, over here's again changed. This is actually the biggest station of the lot. So yeah, you can use the hubs to do so as well, and as I said, the game has them available. So high capacity modes, what's involved with these? Well, this is where you have to get a little bit more clever with your thinking. Again, away from the main roads. In this case, some big 12 laners and some express lanes floating around. But these are still the centre points of your area. Whether they're in smack bang in the middle of the city, your centre, like they are in Waitakere, or they're just off to the side a little bit, as in here at the city centre, and we're reliant on modes. We're relying on the transit groups to bring them through. And again, Papito as well, where we're reliant to bring them through. Rickerton, they're smack bang in the middle. Monterey were pretty much the same. And Papakura, technically the same, although just off to the south a little bit. So the big ones, you need to be a little bit more intrinsic with your thinking, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of traffic. So in this case, they're going to be dropping down from the metro and coming over to the buses. Now at the moment, the small problem we've got here is they can't cross the road. So what I'm going to do is just use my pedestrian roads. Create some pedestrian crosses. I think I've got some 60, no, 69 is there. Oh no, 112's there. So that just now allows them to cross the road there. And if I wanted to, I could also do it here as well. I've got a node near my... Actually, I do have a node. Might be able to... Oh, it's not going to let me do it. So I can technically do another crossing here, but at that point I'm going to be doing a road anyway. Okay, so in this case we've got the metro line and we've got a bus and intercity, so this is going to generate a bucket load of traffic. So we're going to make sure our priority measures are in place leading into it, in which this case we've got bus lanes going out, bus lanes on the roundabout, and bus lanes continuing on in this direction where most of the residential and commercial will be going. The commercial will be going in here. At the moment, bus lanes are not needed for around here, although that I can easily adjust that if I need to, but I shouldn't. No bus lanes on 12 laners. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is quickly just jump to there. So what I need to do quickly, bus lane road. Again, just do some future-proof infrastructure surface model. Good. And I'll just quickly drop down the metro. One. I'll do a nice little bypass on this one. Ah, is that a surface level? Yes, it is. Wrong one. Okay, and that just allows me to need to see where the metro is here. It's going to be a bit off, a little bit off center. It's okay. Where is it over here? There. And then just quickly bring it around. Whoops, did I miss that, did I? Haha. Okay, that's just cheat. Oh. Okay, so it's not gonna let me. Whoops. No. Oh, it's Propanicky back on. Oh, bloody hell. as you can see, these metro stations are quite far apart. They are never designed. So I'm jumping into metro quickly because this is the difference between bus and metro. As you saw earlier when I was laying out the buses, most bus stops were anywhere between 300 to 800 meters apart, with the odd going up to just over a kilometer because it was just basically crossing a very large road. As you can see with the metro, I am going much further out. And I'll be covering this tomorrow. But the short version is that rail works better. Metro rail and heavy rail work better over long distances. Light rail you can bunch up like a bus. But yeah, metro rail is further apart because of efficiency. They're most efficient at this because they travel at much higher speeds. Alright, we've connected that up. So that's that metro line connected up. And you'll see when I do the, what's the name of this? South Auckland Harbour Heights. You'll see when I do the routing for this on how far apart these stations really are. And why that's quite important. Said it's also dealing with intercity. Okay. There we go there. There. Sigh. It's okay, I'll just quickly replace these. What were they? Oh yeah. Do they have? Yes, they do have them attached. No, did they? Yes, I did. Oh, that's odd. Why is that so? I have an idea why. It's just, what was the logic? I did that. What are they? Fours? I've done something a bit fishy there. What's the circuit that's underneath them? It is a 12er. Okay. Just wondering what the hell I just did for a second. Ooh, haha, near oil rigs. That's going to go down bloody well. Okay. So, checkpoint. Off main road. Check. Pedestrians able to transfer between modes. Check. Priority measures leading in and out. Check. Shouldn't have problems because the buses are going to be coming from in here and in here in this brand new area. So when I develop that, now I'll do this as part of the metro operation in the next stream, you'll see the two parts come together. But this is how you would do a larger interchange, and of course this would be supported by high density commercial, high density residential, and if applicable, office. Now the third one you can have available if you don't wish to use rail, or your city's grown quite quickly but you're not ready for rail, is the old busway. And we'll go for a trip on that in a minute. So to get, if bus lanes aren't going to cut it, you can go straight to busways. And the BRT, the ride team, has some good old-fashioned busways. Pavement means the pedestrians can walk along them, but you need a separate one for buses. Because when you set the bus routes up, whew, they can only be set up on the bus station ones, otherwise they get dropped on the feeders. And then what it looks like is it looks like this. So that's if you want to use busways in place of trams, and when your bus lanes are no longer going to cut it because the traffic's just too heavy. And we'll do a bus route trip in a moment. I've only ever used busways twice. This is the second time because typically over the trams. So what happens next if you've exhausted your buses, the buses aren't coping, your buses are every 3 minutes, you've got bus sausage in your centres because your buses are all jamming up. Well, caller, hold the line because you switched to trams. That's right, trams. Trams are virtually higher capacity buses and also with better amenities. I don't know why everyone likes rail. And are very suited for very high density areas, tourist areas. And areas, yeah, where the buses aren't just going to cut it. Why? Because again, max is out at 120 on the bus. My average trams hold about 210, so they're already holding more. I have got trams that can hold even more, go even higher. I'm just seeing where if I've got one. I think the airport trams are 210ers. I don't think I've got any of the big ones in operation. And also with trams you can do grass, so very environmentally friendly. 270, so my biggest one's 270. So let's go, and so with trams, they are suited for those very high density areas. Remember, metro is often 1.5 kilometers apart. Trams you can get right up to 400 meters, the same as a bus stop so that. Yes. So if you've got a center like this, and let me just shoot out. There's a metro station, there's a metro station, and there's a metro station. But in between running is the trams. Because the buses just wouldn't be able to cut it, and buses have low amenity than trams. And basically they're treated the same as the bus. As I said yesterday, they can be built either separated from their general traffic through here. You can go entirely separated and go grass, or they could be mixed with general traffic, and to which you risk running congestion. Just remember, if a tram gets to an intersection, it has to obey the traffic lights. And if you feel like that's going to be a problem, then do what I did here and separate and get it elevated. In fact, I need to see quickly. I don't think it's going to let me do it because of the way this is all set. This is all set up so oh, no, you can't build bridges off those. Nuts. I'd have to do it as a road. Which is going to be absolutely hopeless. Bugger. So yeah, when your buses are absolutely congested, or you're in a very high amenity area like your city centre, and you need your stops closer together, trams are it, as demonstrated here. So we're in the city centre, and this is on a separated tramway. Bus lane, general lanes, tram, general lanes, cycle lanes. And of course, if you use Bad Peanuts assets and Urbanist assets, hello Capes, how are you going? I got a Kiwi raid going. Let me just stop the tram. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to... Yo. Okay, Caves, what will you play tonight? Because it's just saying, thank you for the follows. So welcome to Cities Skylines. I'm Palpatine001, and we are doing a live tutorial and AMA. Hey, Mitty, how you going? No caps. Yes, and we've got butt spot. So we're doing the live tutorial and AMA on a 6-part series on transport and land use. We're on part 2 doing buses and trams. So I'm just done the buses. Yeah, rip Mini. And we're just doing trams at the moment. So, as I was saying earlier, buses are low capacity and can only go short distances. When you start finding your buses are jammed up and your bus lanes aren't going to cut it anymore, and you don't want to use bus rapid transit like I have over here, because they're space intensive, we go to trams, which are reasonably quiet. Thank you for the follow. No pockets. Is achieving? Yes, it is. With a lot of work, but it's been done. What am I at this? 165 is not my largest city I've ever done. Good to see you, Caves. I'll catch you around, and I need to pop into your streams. I've only just come back to stream because I've just finished a whole lot of conferences. So yeah, I'll be definitely popping in, buddy. Great to bring your community over, and don't worry, I'll look after when Pockets is busy not getting banned. So, when your buses get jammed up, your bus lanes aren't going to cut it, and you don't want to do buswards because it takes up too much space. We go to the humble tram. Biggest bus I've got is a 130. Biggest tram I've got is 270. Big difference. And the reason why I'm not using metro is because the metro stations are about 1.5 kilometers apart, whereas my tram stations can be as short as 400 apart. So let's jump on the tram. We're in the city centre and see what's going on. I've never been timed out. You just have now, Pockets. So as I was saying, we're in the city centre. Cycle lane, general lanes, tramway separated. We're coming into a tram station. General lanes, cycle lane. Yep, we're just going to come around. Also with tramways, you could get green trams. You can't have that with buses, anything with rubber wheels, but you can have it with trams. So, great for the environment right there and there. What one am I on? Oh, I'm on the big Papatoe Centre train now. Okay, we're going to do a big tram run. Whoops, that's okay. You'll see them in action anyway. So trams, like buses, have about a maximum length of about 6 kilometres before you start losing out. Metro, you can go from one side of the map to the other. Heavy rail the same. Monorail the same. But trams, like buses, even with busways maxed out at about 6 kilometres, beyond that, they become inefficient and block it. As you can see, we've got bus sausage on the left-hand side at the moment. So the trams would remove that bus sausage. Now we're down in first-person mode at the moment. Real time is on, so we are simulating the 24-hour day in this, so the game simulation is slowed down, and we're currently in the city centre, leading out of it. And yeah, the daytime nighttime cycle is on. So again, big 12-lane road, cycleway, bus lane, general lanes, bus lane, trams separated, and then repeating over. So the only time the trams have to deal with traffic, unlike a bus, which is all the way buses have to deal with the time, is when I'm at an intersection, unless I've taken the initiative to what's called grade separated. Again, separated, this time just by a simple line. Going to the roundabout, and you go to Metro. Yeah, the 12-laners work better than the 8s. You just got to watch, it does upset the congestion marker, so your traffic flow meter sucks. Now I'm back in grade with the road, so I'm mixing with general traffic. So there's a chance that I can get held up by general traffic now, because it's now mixed. But because this is a low traffic volume area, it's not going to really matter. So cycle lane, general, mixed, parking, burn. European thing. Probably hear the background noise of the city. See how the cars come over? He could technically get in the road. Confusing and service vehicles, I find. So I use them. I don't typically use them a lot, but they do wonders. Major traffic interchange ahead. Yes, the helicopters are running. There is a metro right there, and then he's going to run back out to the city centre. Okay, the other now, can trams have stations? The answer to that is yes, they can. We'll shoot back this way. So this tram has been separated. I'll show you what a tram station looks like, although it is an asset. It is an asset. Yes, I do have helicopters flying. So I am using Sunset Harbour. Again, mixed with general traffic. Crossing the bridge, grade separated. That's correct. Well, I do the same. Well, unless I just want to drive around on it all day. So, jumping into first person mode, and thank you for the follow. First person mode allows me to do 3 things. Yeah, light posts sticking through, traffic congestion issues, and also just because I like going in first person view. So we'll just come to the airport and I'll show a train station in function. Heavy rail to my right. Again, great separated tram. Very busy. Thank you, cruel fishes. We're at a tram station now. This is a modded asset for the airport, designed for the airport DLC. And he'll head out again. So that's attached to the airport. Very nice looking. Now, for who? Congestion issues. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn him off. And I'm going to move him off. From the... Oh, nice. Don't worry, we'll be open again. I think we're open again June, so you'll be back in time, Jersey. So you'll be able to catch up with a band, and hey, bearded friend, and tell us your friends. So this is the last one here. This is a busway in action. So this is because I didn't want to use trams, and also the distance of the busway exceeded the tram length, which was optimal. I think this is about 10 kilometers long. Is that another one? Yeah, I'll just jump ahead. So the great thing about the busways is that, like the trams, are separated off, so they are not impeded by general traffic. The only time it is they can be found up at intersections. So we'll ride the busway, and then I'll probably start raiding over. So we'll do a full run of this busway. So we're at the Riccarton Metropolitan Centre. So this is an interchange in action. Buses and metro. So you get to see it at ground level. And you can see all the people that are on it. Because it's an interchange, it's supported by high density development. And we've got congestion. So this is telling me I need to... No, Jersey, to do that you need to be here for at least 4 to 6 weeks to make use of it. You can do the full 90 days even better. As you can see, at the moment, we've got a lot of bus congestion. Woohoo! And that's particularly because the road is actually going the wrong way around. They should be coming this way, so they come in that way and go out that way. So at the moment, they're crossing over each other. And it forms this problem. So welcome to... yeah, pretty much. So I need to just get them out of there, just to free them up. It's all because a bus had locked up. So what I might do is shift them over. So that's just literally shifting them over to get them out of there. That just gives them more room and stops them hopefully bunching. Right, away we go again. Metro. So you've already seen how the tram works. Now you'll see its cousin, the busway, in action. Or steak and cheese pies are the best, and then all the Americans look at me and go, huh, wait, what? Yep, I'll do one at the metro, and then we'll leave it from there. Or do one of the helicopter. No, I might do one of the helicopter. Best views. Alright. So here we go. We're now on the busway. This is the second time in the 7 years of this game I've ever done a busway. So typically for these distances I would do metro. Or even monorail. Now with busways, you don't put your feeder buses down. These keep them in the general traffic And just keep these running for your big express buses. Metro again. And as you can see, they're not into a lot of people traffic. So of course, a lot of people using the transit. But the buses are kept free of the general traffic. And they also could do about 80 kilometers an hour on this. As you can see, they're just whipping along at speed. Yes, that is an AT Metro bus, before somebody asks. Round we go. As you might have noticed, the typology has changed as well. Another AT Metro bus. Yeah, and these are using the ride assets. So absolutely beautiful for these buses. Okay, we're at the end of the busway. No, one more intersection to go, and they'll be in the interchange. Which this interchange will be a little bit different from the other two that I've shown tonight. If that was an orange light, the bus didn't see it. What's going on here? Okay, it's a case of they're all waiting to pop out. So typically when people do bus stations, they'll usually pick one of these big ones and go. This one is a hand-built interchange, so there are 8 bus stops, 4 on each side. And they handle the respective buses in the area, with heavy rail on this side and a helicopter station on this side. So if I said just drop down, and it's night time in the city. This is the big metro. So this is the handmade bus station. And of course I've used custom assets here. So that marks the buses and the trams. You got to remember that buses are great for short distance and only carry a small amount of people. You can extend them with busways, where I just did here, but typically if you are going to start doing busways, you usually start doing metro and have feeder buses going into those. Hack and save, anyone? Your trams obviously hold up to 270 people and are basically bus replacements. So they hold more people into it, but they have the same limitations in buses in terms of route length. Here we go. So to finish off the night, we are going to take a helicopter ride. Yep, buses are your primary way of getting around small parts of your city. To get across the city, you would be taking the metro, the rail. It's just in this instance that I had built a busway because I felt I was testing out some new assets at the time. I might do busways again in my next city. We'll see. Oh, we're going to be doing this at night time. So this is flying across the city in the helicopter. For those who want to pay $500 a month for an unlimited pass and don't want to travel with the great unwashed on the buses or the trains. So, one thing I like about the helicopters is you get to see a very aerial view of the city. Soft and beautifully light. The other one is also the blimps, but I haven't done blimps for this city. Just waiting for them to load up. Odd. Oh, okay. We've just completed a new academic year. And we won a sports trophy. Okay, I'll have to go and reset that in a minute. Oh, and away we go again. The helicopter is part of the Sunset Harbour DLC. Now I'll show how this is the Aurora, for me because I'm in the Southern Hemisphere, the Aurora Australis. Those in the north will be the Aurora Borealis. And currently, just south of me at the moment, there is a Class 4 Aurora underway due to a Class 7 solar flare hitting the Earth earlier today, which has caused some minor radio blackouts. Bye-bye Elon Musk and his Starlink satellites again. So we actually do have a real-life Aurora going on about 100k south of me at the moment. So yeah, that is the Aurora, and that's controlled by Theme Mixer 2. Which is, again, is another mod. And of course, he's just waiting to land. I have turned the weather off because the rain kept raining every second day, and it just pissed me off, so I've turned it off. So, I wonder what that was about. Oh, some beautiful pictures on Twitter tonight of the Aurora over New Zealand. Absolutely gorgeous. We'll go to the airport. Oh. Just wait for that to take off. Yes, the sky... Oh, the closest one here is not the sky tower. The sky tower is in it, though. Oh, yeah, very nice Aurora pics going. Come on, helicopter, get your butt moving. What are we waiting on to clear out of here, buddy? Let me just do a quick spot of maintenance. Sometimes you just have to clear them out. No choice. It's currently 3:30 in the morning and my bus stations are absolutely packed. Have I only got... Oh, that's because I've turned the other intercity station off, isn't it? I need to turn it back on because this is gonna... Never mind, I'll deal with that later. I need to really fix that up. That's not the sky tower. You'll actually see the sky tower as we take off to the city centre. There's the moon. It's no moon, that's the space station, as the saying goes. There's the sky tower, and we've got a sunrise coming up. We're now flying down one of the main roads to the city centre. There's the sky tower. Don't worry, the sky tower's there. Oof. Oh, hang on to your life. The Soviet City Hall. There's the Beehive and Parliament, if anyone's taking notice. Beautiful sunrise over the city. Probably waiting for a spot to land. And of course that helicopter will continue out to the airport. Yes, Parliament is... where is that one going? That's to the airport. I actually don't want that one. Let me just... Oh, Woolworths truck. Again, Trams. We're in the city centre, so... And I've actually thrown all the cars out of here. So this is actually car free. So of course you're going to need the trams to move people around. So I use TMPE to throw all the cars out. So the only things I can access here are the utilities, service trucks, and the trams. Oh, and emergency service vehicles. So as you can see, the pedestrians have got no problem. Now we're in the Civic Centre. So this is where all the government infrastructure is. So the tax office, the courts, the library, the archives, City Hall, the bureaucracy. Sweet wish, there's the tax office. The intelligence building. All in here. And the way it goes back down again. So folks, that covers buses, hubs and trams, often the mainstays of your city. Just got to remember that with buses, because of their capacity and distance, they are not great for long distance, although you can extend it with a busway. Yeah, he's going to work. I've got someone else that's going home. Hey, electric car working in the oil industry. Forgive me if I see that it is extremely ironic. Oh, they're all going to their first shift. They're all driving electric cars and working in the industry. I suppose I've seen bigger ironies in my life, but... he's going to the lemonade factory. So again, so the summary tonight, buses are often the mainstay across your transit network, but you've got to remember they're limited by capacity, getting mixed with general traffic, and have low amenity value. Unless you use busways, they don't have a very long range either before they become extremely inefficient. Trams are the same. Because once a bus gets over its capacity, you need to go to trams. Remember, my biggest bus is 135, my biggest tram is 270. Pardon me. To go further, and which is what I'll be covering in the next stream, we look at Metro Rail, which is able to go from one end of the map to the other, and can carry up to 900 passengers. But unlike buses and trams, who have bus stops about every 400 to 800 metres, Metro's effective at about 1.5 kilometres to 2 kilometres. So how do you get in between them? Well, say hello to your buses. And this is where your interchanges start coming in. So it all becomes one big intricate puzzle. So by the time we get to part 6, the final part, hopefully this will all come together on how you can lay out a city just using 3, if not 4 of the transit options. You should need no more than 3. So bus, tram, and metro in my case. And then I've got some novelties there like trolley buses and helicopters flying around. So my third option, if I was to use it, would be heavy rail or monorail. I've technically only used 2. Bus, tram, and metro. So I've got the third slot always free. there he goes working in the lemonade factory. I was looking for something else, I just forgot what it was. Just remember when you're doing... Oh, nice. Just remember when you're doing interchanges, they are always off your main road. And never sit on it. Because then you congest your main road and nothing moves. Just remember to have your priority measures for taking traffic, bring your buses in and out, as we see here. As we see in the latest one I'm doing over here. Just give me a minute. Finally, before we go tonight, we'll look at one mode that often gets neglected, and these actually hold quite a bit. It's 120, that's because I've got an asset. It's the old trusty trolley bus. You don't like buses, but you don't want to do trams. Run a trolley bus. Trolley buses work in the same ways as buses and trams. You've just got to remember they are constrained by the wires overhead. So if you want to do something else that's not a bus, not quite a tram, run the old trolley bus. Now the main thing over trolley buses is that they were electric compared to buses being diesel, but with electric and hydrogen buses coming on, trolley buses lose all advantage now on that front. Actually, I won't do this one, that's a boring one. Let me do the one just for something in here. So we're next to the theme park. Typically I use trolley buses as a tourist attraction more than anything else. They're not really used for commuters. Their capacity is too low for what you get, and there's no bus priority. So I don't have bus lanes, nor can, or I could do trolley bus ways, but if I'm going to do that I might as well do a full-blown tramway. So this is heading to downtown. And yes, I like roundabouts. They're overpowered, but they work every single time, unless you've made it too small. Freight rail. Sky Tower's to your right, we're actually underneath it. Now this gets noisy. Yeah, trams, yeah, the same thing, Jesse. I use trolley buses. Some people use trams. So we're in the downtown, which is a leisure district. It's going to change the ruling here. So this is the downtown, which is the leisure area. So with after dark, you've got tourism and leisure. So this is the leisure area. So this is what makes your zones work 24/7. And believe me, don't put residential in here. Your residents are going to hate you, unless you really hate your residents. Just also got to remember, if you've got headphones on, your leisure and tourism areas are paddy wagon are extremely noisy. So all your hotels, convention centres, casinos will be found here, and your nightclubs. Right, but ironically, this place is quiet at the moment, because 3 AM in the morning will be heaving like anything. Casino, Sky Tower right there. This road is dedicated to the trolley buses only. They used to work on the general intersection next door, but it kept getting congested, and it was bothering me a lot. And then he'll go just head back out to the... Head back out. And I suppose this is still causing me an absolute load of congestion problems. If you're wondering why I'm doing that, it's so easy. And this is what happens when you don't do your bus priorities properly. Rip traffic. This is an absolute... They all get jammed because they're all trying to get out. What's up, what's up, Kickster? Oh, it's the Europeans. What's the stream doing? And Jersey, are you getting these problems? This only seems to be affecting the UK and the EU. Everyone else is fine. What I need to do is... In fact, what I'm going to do is seems to be fine. Okay, then it's the UK, it's England itself. Because I've tested with Australia, we're fine. North America, South America, fine. The Aussies, fine. Asia, fine. Jersey, fine. England, nothing. What's going on in England that's preventing my stream getting into England? Because Europe is fine for the most part, although given the shit show in the Ukraine is another matter. So what's going on in England that's preventing me streaming out? Is Paris, yeah. So you're coming off the European servers. But England is the only ones that can't see or hear the stream. What has Boris done? Because at the moment we're at 48 frames per second at a stream rate of 5,500 kbs. That's what's coming out. And I'm reporting no errors. When I put these to YouTube, they come out as is at 720 over 48p. Now I need to get rid of. Alright, well that seems to have solved that problem. That's always going to be because we've got a big ass rail freight hub in there. Got a bus due to come through here. Oh, freight going through here. Oh, commercial. I can force. I don't know if the viewer can. I'll have to look into this. So we've managed to ping down the problem. It's England. Europe is fine and everyone else is fine, but it's the English that can't see me. In any case, this concludes part 2. Next week I will be back with part 3 and we will be looking at the metro and heavy rail and possibly monorail as a demonstration. Part 4 we look at freight. Part 5 we look at active modes, so cycling and walking in hubs more specifically, and in part 6 we do a new city. Yeah, I'm about to head off as well. Now I'll see who we can raid, if anyone. Will do. I'm actually going to finish up here. I was going to say hello to Nightmorphus. Haven't seen him in a while, but he has been over. Good to see you again, Minnie. Hang on. Although I'm actually going to finish up here. Would help if I could type. Okay, so we're going to pop over to Nightmorphus, who's also doing cities. They are currently day 21, road to 300,000. So he's off to do a big city. Something I'll be doing in my next city as well. Good to see everyone. I'll be uploading these highlights in the raw version into my YouTube channel. Part 1's already there. Part 2 tonight was buses and trams. Part 3 will be going into metro and heavy rail, which forms the spines. You're welcome, Stevie. In the meantime, I'll also be seeing what's going on with England, see why the English can't see me, which is concerning. And we'll just keep working it on from there. This is part of a 6-part series covering transport and land use. When we get to part 6, we'll be starting a new city. In the meantime, a big thanks to Stevie, my mod. Thanks to Caves for bringing his team over. And we'll be seeing everyone around in the channels.
Devo un attimo cercare. And Pulp, welcome. Long time to see. Welcome, guys. You were on Cities Skylines too. Nice. What were you doing? Hey, Minnie. Hi. And ooh, with your white, I don't. Okay, Pulp. Hey, welcome back. Welcome, guys.